first playoff episode, not really, because we did our playoff preview a couple days ago, but first episode within the playoffs. Playoffs are in full swing. Almost. There's still one series that hasn't started. We will get to that later. But first, make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure you're following us on social media at HaveAShift_A on TikTok, Instagram, and X. That way you never miss any of our playoff updates. You stay up to date when we have new episodes, since with the playoffs, the schedule can get a little bit weird. And also, if you still haven't checked out our bracket video, that is up on our channel on YouTube, so please go watch that. Probably the most chaotic bracket video out of all of them so far. I think that's what happens when the Penguins are involved in it. And speaking of the Penguins being involved, let's get right into a quick recap of Game 1 from a couple days ago. Nick, not the result. We won it, obviously.
No, I wasn't fully invested, but mostly invested, and it was lackluster at best.
Yeah. A lot of I don't really want to say a lot of the things we said the Penguins need to focus on, they didn't. But just Philly's defense was very strong in this game, not letting the Pens get in deep, blocking a ton of shots. That was something I noticed. They could hardly get any shots through. Eventually, they just started being way too cute with it, just passing it around. Sam Girard doing spinoramas at the blue line for whatever reason.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I screamed at my TV, like talked to two other people, and we're like, why did he do that? Why was he doing that? Like, once we're just like, okay, no. But if you do it again, I'm like, bro, we got to stop here. Overall, just everybody looked nervous and jittery, and they just did not execute their game plan well.
Yeah, they looked like a bunch of guys who were rested for too long, which is why I think they're going to come out firing tonight, honestly. I told Ryan this yesterday. I think we're going to win like 6-1 or something tonight. Like, I think we're just going to come, like, I think Game 1, I don't want to say they underestimated. I think it was a combination of underestimation and
Well, I know somebody who underestimated
being
Philly.
rested. Yeah, Ryan.
Come on, own up to it.
What?
You! I'm talking about you.
Oh, me and Jake? Yes.
Yes, you and Jake, not
me
Ryan.
and Jake,
Ryan was the one who was like panicking.
I misheard what you said.
I was nervous too, but I think out of all of us, Ryan was panicking and stressed the most before the puck even dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, just like, okay, I'll stress when it starts, but then it started, and I was clutching.
I feel like I'm more nervous for tonight, because if we don't win tonight, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen, because I'm there and we're going to win.
I'm there.
We're going to win.
Yeah.
We will win.
I'm going to be biting my tongue in the press box. It's going to be really, really difficult. But one good positive thing from the game I did want to touch on was Stuart Skinner. Yes, he let in 3 goals. And I saw somebody like make a comment on Twitter or X saying like he needs to not play. He let in 3 goals, and just like, okay, buddy, you didn't really watch the game. He stopped like 3 or 4 breakaways. The first goal, he was totally screened on, couldn't see it, so not completely his fault. And Nick, are you still there?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Got a point blank Wi-Fi. Anyway,
you just froze for a second.
Yeah.
But
no, you did too.
Definitely, probably one of those the second and third goals back for sure, especially that Porter Martone shot, which was just an absolute bullet. And like I said, he's going to be a problem for the Penguins in this series, and he's already showing that. But
yeah, me and Jake talked about that yesterday.
You guys had way too much confidence, and me and Ryan were trying to pull you back to reality.
Yeah, but it's okay, because like tonight, new game, I'm there. It's okay.
So yeah, tell me more of your thoughts on Stuart Skinner's performance.
I agree with you completely. I think there was some. The second and third goal, yeah, but I mean, you would hope don't get by you, but like that happens, you know. You're gonna let weak shots by, but like there was so many good opportunities for the Flyers, and Skinner stood tall. So I think it's fine if you start him again tonight. Did they say he's starting tonight?
He's starting tonight.
Okay, good. I'm fine with that. I'm
Yeah.
completely fine with that. And I knew for a fact you were gonna bring this up, and I am fine with him starting tonight. I knew it was gonna get brought up, and I wasn't gonna say either way. I hope Stu starts again tonight because he wasn't the problem at all. I don't think, and I think just keep it going.
No, he was definitely the best player for the Penguins in that game. I know Ryan on his 412 hockey page kind of went on a bit of a rant about how Gino played. Yes, he was the only
Oh my
guy.
gosh! Don't even
He has
start
put up
it.
2 points, but he looked just as rusty as the rest of them. Maybe,
But he
probably.
didn't shoot the puck. He could have tied the game with 3 seconds left, and he didn't
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, like that's what I meant when I said we were being way too cute with it, trying to find that perfect play, perfect pass. You can't. It's the playoffs. You have to get
No,
pucks
look
on
at
net.
Look at what Buffalo did yesterday.
Yeah, you gotta
They
get
got
pucks on
shots
net.
on,
You
and they
gotta.
came back and scored 4
You're
goals
not-
in 6 minutes.
Nobody wins a series, let alone a cup, by getting consistent, pretty, perfect play, passing goals. No,
Yeah, no,
you gotta
just need
get the
to
greasy
shoot.
goals. You have to shoot the puck. Everybody's crowding around the net. That's just more common in playoffs. So you gotta. I mean, you look at the first goal that
Yeah.
Philly scored. You had 2 guys in front of the net. One of them was our own guy, but Skinner had no idea where the puck was, couldn't see it, lost sight of
Yeah.
it, goes in the net. That's what you have to do. Throw pucks on net, especially when you're in a scenario where you have an extra attacker out there. Somebody's gonna be there. So throw it on net, try and get the rebound. You never know what could happen. And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally how the Penguins beat the Capitals 10 years ago.
Yes,
there's
it's
a
what
shot,
you have to
Bonino was
do.
in the crease, put it in, and now we don't know if it was goalie interference or not because we had that funny, silly little debate months ago, but that's the problem. Just wanted to make a little joke on that. And then we move on. So we can't be we have to shoot. And I know shooting
Yeah.
became very like I think because the Flyers were blocking so many shots, that's why the Penguins kept passing and trying to make that play and try and open up some space because their shots weren't going through. You just have to you can't let that get to you because then you're just limited then your shots are just getting even more limited. Like they're getting limited because they're getting blocked, but then when you don't shoot it, you're not getting any at all. So,
Yeah. I mean, the other thing with that too is I think you just gotta, even if there's a guy out front, you just don't know how it's gonna bounce off of him. So just take the shot anyway.
absolutely.
You know, if they keep blocking it, just let them block it until they break something and they can't continue playing. I mean, let them get hurt. I mean, yeah, they want to keep blocking our shots. Just keep firing away, and if they get blocked, they get blocked, and if not, good. Like what you said, you just can't let that get to you, and you can't be afraid to shoot. Not in the playoffs.
Absolutely not. I think I saw that was the lowest shot total the Penguins had in a playoff game since they defeated Nashville in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final in 2017, where they only had 12 shots.
I still can't believe
And-
we won that game. Anyway,
Yeah. And like sometimes you get those rare times where you win a game where you have under 20 shots, but like I said, rare time. It doesn't happen a
Yeah.
lot. You have to keep shooting.
definitely.
And someone who has a lethal shot, who he did shoot the puck a couple times to start, wasn't really hitting the net, Igor Chinikov. They were really getting to him in that game. He just kind of
Yeah, he was getting bullied.
And he needs to I don't want to say he needs to stick up for himself, but he needs to not let it get to him.
Yeah.
This can go for everybody. I think a lot of guys let the physicality get to them pretty easily, which you have to know that's coming. You have to just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be disciplined. I mean, I know like a lot of especially in a series like this, that's going to be hard, very hard to be disciplined, but you gotta try your best. Yeah, you gotta have that fine line of defending yourself and playing smart. Like, if the game's like, first or second period, not really like a big point in the game, like, sure, you can like go after someone, let it know that you don't like it and stuff. But if it's like a tie game or a 1-goal game in the third, you can't do anything stupid. Like, you just can't.
No, and like I know that the Flyers are going to be wanting to get physical and target per se the bigger stars, bigger names on the Pens, guys who
Yeah.
are going to be producing the offense to get under their skin, because if you're under the skin of the guys who score, they're not going to score, and then that's that. For
Yeah.
the guys who aren't necessarily the scorers, like I'll just use Connor Clifton for an example. I'd like to see him be the one to take on that physicality
Oh,
and
absolutely.
get in dirty with any scrums. Like, obviously, try to be disciplined about it, like we said, but I don't want Gino constantly getting in a scrum where he might
Yeah.
be at risk of getting sent to the box. Same with Sid,
Yeah.
same with Rust, same with Chinikov. I could go on.
Yeah.
So,
I want to like leave that to Clifton, Achari, Soderblom. Like, those are guys who are strong, and they can take on anyone on the Flyers team, I think. And I mean, even I mean, he could take him on, but you don't really want to see it as Mantha. I mean,
I'd
he
rather
absolutely
Mantha
could.
be out of that box.
Yeah, me
We need
too.
Mantha out there.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, one guy the Penguins got two guys back from injury in this game, Connor Dewar and Blake Lizotte. Vast difference with the penalty kill with
Absolutely.
Lizotte out there. Noticed it right away. Had our
Oh
first
yeah.
PK. I'm like, all right, Lizzo, let's go. Show us what you're made of. It was fantastic.
And he
PK,
did. He
yeah,
did. I mean, a penalty kill looked exactly like how it did pretty much the whole season. I mean, there was no really struggle. Yeah, the Flyers got a tiny bit going, but like for the most part, you know, not too much.
yeah,
They played strong. They they did their job, and that's all you can really ask, especially in the playoffs. Just do your job, know your role, and I think they did that perfectly on the PK.
yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you don't want to have to see your PK out there, but in a series like this, penalties are going to be taken on both sides. Try and take as little as possible, of course, but it's great knowing that we have Lizotte back, because we're in this series where it's going to be physical, high penalties. So we have that confidence when things do get testy, we could kill it off. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's pretty much.
Definitely.
I think that's pretty much all
Cool.
the good and the bad from game one.
Yeah,
What
there
a
wasn't really that much else.
I mean, what do you want to see in game two? I mean, we can go over a bunch of things here. Ryan should hopefully be joining us in
Um,
about 5 minutes. I don't know if we might be done with our part on that conversation by then, and we'll just get his thoughts on game two. But we'll just start us off, Nick.
yeah,
What do you see?
I want to see the Penguins shoot a lot more. Obviously, don't be afraid to shoot the
Yeah.
puck. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see the Sid get back to normal. Game one, he looked a little not himself, but
Do you
it's
think
Sid.
do you think
He's gonna bounce back.
do you think him having like about a week off contributed to that?
Yeah, that's what I think the whole game one was most of the players having a week off.
Yeah.
That's why I
They're
think now that they
they
have a
all
game
had a
under their
week off.
belt.
They all had a week off, and
Yeah,
Philly had been playing high stakes hockey for the last month. So
exactly.
there's
I
a huge
mean,
difference.
that's why I think they're gonna bounce back tonight. I think now that they got a game under their belt, and in the third period too, like toward the end of that game, they really started getting back to what we're used to, besides
Yeah.
Malkin not shooting the puck there, which I guess we're kind of used to. I mean, not this year, but you know what I mean. But no, I think tonight, I really, really strongly feel like they're going to get back to their game tonight. They're going to shoot the puck more, and I think they're just going to be back to how they've been most of the year. Um, yeah, and I know the Penguins also, they know now what to expect from Philly because they know Philly's going to play that same game as they worked in game one. The Penguins know what to expect. They know what matchups they need with who when. Yeah, I think they're going to be a lot more ready and prepared for this game than game one. And I kind of expected it, but I don't think it's going to deteriorate the rest of this series for the Penguins.
No, and I think it's a good thing that Skinner is starting again, not just because of the way he played in game one, but also I think for his confidence. I think
Yeah,
that knowing that, like, okay, he even said like he felt pretty good throughout the game and like he looked good. Obviously,
yes,
like we said, he didn't get the win, but you know, sometimes you can still play an amazing game and lose. And he did.
yeah,
And I think it's
yeah.
good that he has confidence in himself. He's vocalized that already to the
Mm,
media. And getting the start again, I think, is going to continue to boost his confidence because he knows, okay, I played well. I can continue to build off of this. I know everybody's going to want to bounce back tonight. So let's have a good night. Let's go out there. And I think also coming from Edmonton and the whole situation in the first round last year where it was LA just bombarding Edmonton. Skinner comes out. I want to say it was game 3 or 4, and Pickard goes in. I think him knowing that, like, okay, I played a good game here in this game one, and my coach and my team have confidence in me. I think that's going to do a lot for him.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. I mean, it's great to they should have confidence in him. He, like you said, he played well. He's played well since he got here. I don't. I just don't think, at least at this point, a swap of goalies makes sense.
No,
I still think it's too early.
no, absolutely not. I think swapping goalies after game one shows your opponent you are already panicking.
Mm,
You don't want to panic after game one. It's game one. Like, I was thinking
yeah,
back so many times, I'm like, okay, when have the Penguins lost a game one, but they still ended up winning the series? I just thought back to the 2 cups, for example. They lost game one against Washington in 2016. I believe they
mm,
lost game one to Tampa, too.
yep,
The next year, lost game one to the Senators. I think that was the only game one they lost, but
yeah,
they came back and won that one in 7.
yeah,
So, and we've seen like the crazy comebacks happen before too. Not saying that I want to have to stress over a crazy 3-0 deficit. Let's not do that. But I'm
yeah.
just
No,
saying
thank you.
they keep throwing up the stat on ESPN that, oh, the team that wins game one wins 68% of the time. I'm like, okay,
Okay,
so there's still math 32% in our favor. That's lower than 68, of course, but like, can think of multiple times in the past several years. Like, even the Panthers in the final last year, they lost game
yeah,
one. They won the cup in 6 games. So
yeah. I'm not
it's
worried.
put it behind you. Take that game as a lesson, as a learning experience, and put all that you've learned from that last game into tonight, into a performance that's going to be better. It's going to get you win, even up the series, and show, hey, just because it's game one, we're not dead. Because nobody's dead after game one.
Yeah,
After game 3, if you're down 3-0, that's when you're like, maybe we're dead. But game one, put it behind us, move on to tonight. And I think you're right. They're absolutely going to come out firing, flying. How do you think that Philly's going to counter that? Because they're going to know the Penguins are going to want to make. How do you think Philly's going to?
I think they're just gonna continue to play their game that they played in game one. I think that's the way Talkett wants them to play against us, and I think that's the way Talkett's gonna still tell them how to play. Um, he's going to want him to still play physical. He's going to want him to still just apply pressure. And yeah, I don't see Philly doing anything drastic. And if they do, it's not going to work. And I'd love if they did. But I don't know. If you're Rick Toppy, you just got to tell them to just keep playing their game. Get back, like, play simple. If they don't want to play simple, that's fine. But uh, just tell them to get back to play simple, play physical, play hard, and nothing easy.
All right. Well, I don't know when Ryan will join us. He said maybe around 2:30. It is 2:32 right now. I told him to join us whenever he's ready. If he jumps back in the middle of a conversation, we'll stop real quick, get his thoughts on the Pens, jump back into our other conversation. But in the meantime, let's move on to some of the other series that happened. Don't know what that's asking of me. Sorry. And I'll just go down the list of what I have. This is not in order of how these series happened. Let's start with the Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal leads that series 1-0 after an overtime win, 4-3 final score. Juraj Slavkovsky with a hat trick. Nick, Juraj Slavkovsky is having himself a year.
Yeah. So this guy was a bust like 2 years ago, and now he's, I guess, one of the best power forwards in the league. Yeah, he, I can't even think of like when he became good. He just like did, and he
I was
became good at the
thinking, like,
he was good at the Olympics, and now he's just,
I
you
would say it
know,
was last season. It was really where he started to come into form, and like that whole Montreal team was starting to mesh
yeah, but like
and make
it
playoffs.
wasn't even up to like this standard last season. He's just like a different breed this season. I don't know. It's
Do you think
awesome for
Olympic,
Montreal. It's
do you think that Olympics experience helped? I mean, that wasn't his first Olympics. He went
yes,
the year he was drafted, but it's different because you've
yeah,
got players you've played against in NHL guys.
yeah. I do. I think with it being his second Olympics, I think just how he played, I think it boosted him to where he is now. And he kind of gives that vibe of a guy who is like perfect for the playoffs. And I think the way he plays, his style of game is perfect. Is exactly what Montreal needs for a playoff push. And it showed in game one because he can do both. He can play physical. He's really hard on pucks, on the body, and he also can score really well. So yeah, just a great game one for him. And going into Tampa and beating them is
That's
pretty
huge.
impressive. Um, so yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, but yeah, that was a fun game to watch. And yeah,
Yeah, Tampa was out without Hedman in that game. I believe they're going to be without Dastu in
yes,
that
he's
game.
out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many injuries happening. Um, so Tampa's going to be looking to respond tomorrow. Um, we'll go over this one quickly because I know it's our least favorite series: the Senators and the Hurricanes. I missed the fight to start it. Gonna be so completely honest. I missed the fight, and I'm so mad that I did
I
because
didn't even watch. I mean,
most
I watched like
that's
10
probably
minutes
the
of this
most
game.
interesting thing that happened in that game was the fight.
Yeah, this game, like, you
That's
can put a
all.
blanket and a pillow and watch that game.
Yeah, but
It's
2-0 win by the Hurricanes in game one. Uh, Frederick Anderson with the shutout. Were you surprised that Anderson was a net over Bussy?
yes. Um, I mean, Busty got them there. I mean, he's pretty much the reason why they're in the play, why they finished first. I mean, without him, I get he was kind of. Pretty sure he was like struggling though toward the end of the year, and Anderson was getting more of the playing time, but Anderson still wasn't playing that well, and Yeah, I would have went Bussy, but I mean, it worked. I mean, yeah, you're playing Ottawa, but like it worked.
Yeah. See if that game has any more, or that series has any more excitement tonight. But
I
let's.
won't know. I won't be watching that.
Neither will I. Watch. It's gonna be the most exciting game of the whole series, just because we're not there. We're not watching. We're not.
Uh, I better hope the game we are at is the most exciting game.
Well, yeah, no, I mean like in that series itself, not like of the entire playoffs. I just mean
Well, if it's the most exciting game of that series, all you gotta do is score 3 goals instead of two.
honestly.
Woo, 2-1 over 2-0.
Hey, that was the final score. Was that? Hang on. Was it 2-1
Yes,
or 3-1 for
2-1,
LA, Colorado? Okay.
2-1.
Just wanted to double check, make sure I didn't accidentally miss like an empty netter or something. We were flipping between so many different things yesterday on our
You
TV.
don't just have them all on one.
Well, no, because we were flipping on our cable. We're going from
You gotta get
TNT.
like, you gotta get, no, you gotta get the setup.
I have the setup upstairs, and we were downstairs because the upstairs was claimed. So,
You gotta have the setup. This
but
is
my dad,
playoff hockey. You can't be flipping through things. You gotta be
I know,
locked.
I know. We'll be better next weekend. But we were flipping between hockey, Pirates. My dad wanted to watch the end of the golf tournament because Scheffler was in second. I don't know. We did watch the playoff hole though. Anyways, uh, last series in the East, the Buffalo Sabres making their grand comeback to the playoffs and doing it in style, in crazy fashion, in cinematic fashion, as I can tell Nick is gesturing. Nick, talk to me about that game.
That game fed families everywhere. Oh my gosh. I knew as as soon as Buffalo was gonna score 1 goal, they were just gonna take off. And I was like, I I just knew it. I knew Swayman was gonna fall apart. As soon as Buffalo got 1 goal past him, it was over. And
It
yeah,
was.
it was. I mean, you get 1 goal, you make it 2-1, your fans come alive. You're done. You're literally done. You're
Yeah,
done.
the fans
Sabres is
obviously
bored. It's over.
it came alive when the team came out because you're like, oh my gosh, start of the game, finally playoff hockey in Buffalo. But then they just went silent because Boston took the 2-0 lead in going into the third period. I can't remember when the third goal was scored. Again, I was switching between two games this time. I know I should have had the setup, but we'll be better. We'll be better this week. But I think like just that one goal was really just felt like the moment that
Yeah.
14 years of silence from playoffs just came alive. And
Yeah.
to be in that building would be so sick. The scenes
Yeah.
outside were crazy. Did you see like the guys going around on rollerblades, like punching
Oh
the
yeah.
dummy that had the Cam Neely
Yeah.
jersey on? That was crazy.
Yeah. And then they showed like outside when they scored and the gates were falling down.
Yeah. And tarps came off for some of those guys in the front row. I'm like, that is the
I
most
mean, shoot,
Buffalo thing
I
I
don't
could.
blame them.
I think it was snowing there yesterday. There is
It
nothing more
was.
Buffalo than it being below freezing and their tarps are off celebrating a goal. So, the most Buffalo thing ever. I'm so glad that that city got the first game of the series, first two.
Yeah.
You couldn't have asked for a better atmosphere. But what I don't want to say like what was the turning point for Buffalo. Obviously, it was Tage Thompson's first goal. But what do you think, like, leading up to that? What was the turning point? What changed in their game? Because they were playing pretty well. It was just Swayman was standing on his head, making
I don't think anything really changed. I think they just kept pressing and pressing and pressing until it eventually the floodgates opened. I mean, that's just what you have to do. Like, when you're playing that good and things aren't going your way, just keep pressing because, you know, it's gonna break eventually. And that's just what the Sabres did. They just kept their head down, didn't get too frustrated, and yeah, they got one goal, and the rest is history.
How do you think Boston's going to respond next game? Because that building's going to be just as loud as it was yesterday, and
If I'm Boston, I'm forfeiting the series. But that's just me.
in all
Um,
seriousness, though, Nick, what's their
in all seriousness, I genuinely don't know what you do to prepare because I just don't know. I because you got outplayed, you got, and even when you were still surviving, it just became too much to bear. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're Boston. There's really nothing you can do.
Well, Boston fans
You
better
might
go
have to
to
tell me
Sturm
because I
really
don't
quick.
know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Buffalo had a lot of time on attack leading up to that goal, and like you could tell just by the shots. But I think limiting Buffalo's chances is probably what Boston is going to want to do because, like you said, they just kept pressing and pressing, and eventually the floodgates just opened. If you don't allow them to press at all, or just limit their time that they have to press, then that's going to help you win a game. So,
Yeah, but trying to limit Buffalo to not press is like trying to stand on a train track and not try to stop the train with your hand while it's coming toward you. Like
oh,
it's
that's one
almost
analogy.
impossible.
All right, Ryan should be joining us here soon. Before he does, we'll just start with the West. I don't know who I have first in my list, but we'll just go LA, Colorado, because we had brought it up already. Um, not as dominant maybe as we would expect from Colorado. A really low
Yeah.
scoring game. You didn't have the stars shining here for them. What I mean, I know LA lost this game, but what do you think what do you think was working for them that really gave them a fight in this game, other than Drew Doughty? Because we don't have to talk about him pulling a full-on McKinnon and missing an open net.
Oh yeah, you did. But I don't know. I guess they did what Boston needs to do against Buffalo. They shut down. They didn't allow prime scoring chances. They just played great defense, and yeah, they were just locked in. Like you could tell Colorado was like struggling to play the way they wanted to. And yeah, the Avs obviously got a whole bunch of chances, but it wasn't anything like, oh, there he is.
What's up?
Hi, twin.
Ryan!
Hi, just got into class.
How was
Welcome,
class?
Ryan.
It's class.
Are you feeling better?
A little bit.
Are you sick?
No,
That's
whatever
good.
was in the boost food wasn't really sitting with me that well. So
Oh, that's
That's
not
good,
good.
twin.
we're hanging in there though. Hanging in
Glad
there.
That's
to feel
good.
better though.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway,
Finish your
yeah,
thoughts on
so
and
LA
Colorado, and then we'll get
literally
back to Ryan.
they did such a great job at just shutting down everyone. Kind of frustrating the Avalanche, and yeah, it was just um because like I said, it's what Boston is gonna try to do against Buffalo. We'll see if they can do it, but yeah, it was good to see because I don't want that series to be like a blowout. No one
No,
wants to see a blowout like whole
we don't like
series.
blowouts unless it's the
Well,
Penguins blowing someone else out. But
yeah,
in terms
then
of
it's
other
okay.
teams and entertainment, everybody
Yeah,
go to like
I like
just make it fun.
if the Penguins went 4 games and every single other series went 7. Not the end of the world for me, but
Yeah. Well, Ryan, we had just wrapped up talking about the series in the East. We were getting into the West, but we want to circle back to some Penguins talk with you. We broke down everything that went wrong on Saturday, what we
Yeah.
did go well, the few things that did go well. Just want to get your thoughts on the Penguins heading into game 2? What do you want to see from them? How you want to see them counter Philly's game plan?
I mean, a lot needs to change. I think the biggest thing is their neutral zone play, is to be able to get into the zone and be able to get in confidently. And I felt like we used the neutral zone a lot as a bail to try and, okay, we got the puck out of our zone. Let's not work. You know what I mean? Because let's not really try and work with anything. Let's just get out of our zone and make a change, and they restart from there, and the pressure comes back from Philly's perspective. So I think a big thing for us is we need to lock down on the neutral zone play. We need to have stronger bodies, obviously physical work. I think the best player on our team was Sods. I think Soderblom worked. He was the best player on the ice from a physical and offensive perspective. And I think we just need to, stop getting our own heads. And I think a big example of that was Malkin. Malkin was rattled 5 minutes into that game. And the fact that there's times where he's back in his own, we're back in their end, and it's a 5-on-4 going back, and he's not taking the change. And a lot of people as well, not just him, but a prime example from what I saw was we'd be in our own end trying to get out of stuff, and Malkin's at the Flyers bench giving it to them on the bench, and he's not changing, and one of our guys is waiting to go on the ice to help us. So many times that we're playing 5-on-4 in those types of scenarios, and I saw that multiple times. And a big thing as well is I think leadership needs to be more selfish, and that counts for Sidney Crosby, that counts for Erik Karlsson. What Erik did some of the year, which why he's been so good, is Erik played that defensive type of style, and what he did was would more focus on passing it, trying to go for those graded opportunities that are these fancy, 1-2 touch passes, and then they try and bury it. That's what they're trying to do, but it's not going to work against a playoff style defense. And especially when you're down by 2 goals in the third period, you got to get on the net. Obviously, you need to shoot to score, and that's what we saw later on. Gino put it on the net, bounced off a defenseman, and Russ scored. And they're like, how did that happen so quick? Because it was the first time in that 6 minutes since like we started getting momentum in their zone that we actually put the puck on the net. So I think if we just, even if it's a 2-on-1, be selfish, put the puck on the net, put it low, look for a rebound. And if the goalie ends up gobbling it and whistle blows, great, make the goalie make a save. So I think guys like Karlsson and Sid need to be more selfish, realize that they are some of the best players in the world, take shots in places that a goalie won't expect, because I guarantee you one of them's going to go in.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you.
A lot of new stuff, a lot of stuff that we did mention. We talked a lot about getting shots through that defense and not making the fancy plays. But, yeah, I know, was it Nick, you had said you expected to be high scoring tonight on the Pens end. Were you saying that you were talking with Jake and Ryan about that? I can't remember.
Yeah. I told them that I genuinely believe we're going to, I think, because now that we have a game under the belt, we know what to expect. I think the Penguins are going to adapt to it, and they're going to do pretty much what Ryan said. I think the Stars are going to shine tonight, and I think they're not going to take it as easy as Game 1, which, you shouldn't have taken it easy in the first place, but I think they're going to come out firing on all cylinders tonight, and because, Philly, they know, Philly's not going to change anything, so they're going to know what to expect. And I think that the Penguins are going to use that and the crowd and me to their advantage.
What do we, Nick? I know you're going, and I know like everyone can kind of answer this, but what do we think of Chinikov being on Sid's line?
I kind of
put him back with Malkin,
with Gino, but they're not going to, because
they're not going to.
That's what the lines were.
I know they're not going to, but I think he should be on Gino's line still, because he made Malkin better, and Novak also was pretty fun to watch in that line.
Yeah, and like he was playing well with Sid down the stretch, but I think like now that guys are healthy and we have guys back, and like we're not taking players in and out because we're at the end of the season with some meaningless games, it wouldn't hurt to put them back together.
Right.
Like they've worked before, and you're not like ruining Sid's line either. You're putting Rax back up there, and he works well with him too. Yeah. So it could be a win-win.
Yeah, definitely.
I completely agree. I think that needs to be something that needs to be changed, but maybe Game 1, game of time to kind of readjust to those changes, and hopefully that they can come out tonight just guns a-blazing. Because if you need to, I think everyone agrees with this. You need to win tonight. There's no way if you don't win tonight, going into Philly is going to be some of the hardest hockey ever. So
yeah, Nick, why did you say oh?
So there's gonna be a really special guest at tonight's game.
Snapback Sports.
Well, them too. But it is Gary Bettman.
Gary? I'm gonna be in the same building as Gary?
Oh,
Gary
man.
Bettman is in Pittsburgh, everybody.
If you
Bro, what
meet
if I
him, you
actually
gotta
see
boo him.
What if I actually see him?
You probably will.
Boo!
Because I mean, like, I know Nick's gonna be there too, but like, I'm working, so I might. What if I see him in the? Oh my gosh! What if I have?
See, this is why I'm glad I'm
they're-
not working, because
They're gonna show him. They're gonna show him.
I'm gonna boo him. I'm gonna be
Wait, where
like,
are you seeing
I'm gonna be a
that, Nick?
menace. What?
Where are you seeing that?
Taylor, not Taylor Heisey. Oh my gosh, Taylor Hess
Taylor
tweeted
Hass.
it. Hass.
They're pretty
Tomato,
close.
tomato.
I know. Okay, well, I mean, she's a good source for sure. That'll be interesting. I'll let you guys know if I happen to pass by Gary Bettman and.
But if
cross
we
that.
win tonight, Gary's got to go for game 3.
Ah, crap, he does. If I'm in the presence of Gary Bettman in like a hallway today, I'm not gonna like fangirl or anything because it's Gary Bettman.
Oh, I wouldn't. You.
But you gotta
like,
say hello. You have to. It's the commissioner of the NHL. Like,
do I say hi, Gary, or hi, Mr. Bettman, or do I just
hi,
say
Mr.
hi?
Bettman. Hi, Mr. Bettman.
If he's walking the concourse, I'm gonna be like, oh, hi, Mr. Bettman.
I've never
There's no
called
way
him
you
Mr.
won't.
Bettman in my life. It's gonna. Oh my goodness. I might have my brain might shut off if I do that.
That's gonna be rough. It's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
rough.
accidentally say Gary, and I'm gonna be like, oh, no, I'm so getting fired. It's
Oh,
fine.
I'm nervous for tonight's game. Oh my god.
Let's move on. Let's finish up on the West. We've only got a few minutes left because I've got to get going, get ready to go. Dallas, Minnesota. We expected that one to be about as cinema maybe as Buffalo and Boston. Ryan,
My uncle was there.
He was there. Oh, that's
My
awesome.
uncle and my cousin were 6th row behind Tage Thompson's goal. Yeah,
That's amazing.
they were on the Instagram
That's
post.
awesome.
It was cool.
That's amazing. You got to send that to us.
Yeah.
But Minnesota coming out with a 6-1 win. Jake Ottinger trying to prove that, just trying to have a bounce back playoffs for himself after the whole debacle in Game 5 of the Western Conference Final last year, where Pete DeBoer called him out, and then Pete DeBoer got fired, and he really didn't prove DeBoer wrong in that, and Minnesota's got the series lead.
That is like I think I can speak for everyone. I was not expecting that. Dallas is one of the hardest atmospheres to play in whatsoever. And although there are people saying, "Oh yeah, they expected Minnesota to do well," I 100% did as well. But I did not expect them to come into Game 1 in Dallas playing like that. A 6-1. That's a full embodied downfall by the Dallas Stars, and that's just a phenomenal play by Minnesota.
Yeah.
So tonight's a huge test, although it is for the Penguins as well. But tonight, let's say Minnesota comes out and beats Dallas again. Like, that's crazy. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see. I know after the Pens game, I'll be tuning that one on right away. Luckily, they're both on ESPN. So
nice.
that means that this is the Dallas Stars game is going to wait for the end of the Penguins game, so can't miss anything.
Mm-hmm. I think though for us, Penguins will be on Sportsnet Pittsburgh because we are local.
Oh, true.
So you could go dual screen if Dallas Minnesota starts before Pens end.
I mean,
yeah, there's two places we can watch it. So.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan, if you're coming over here though, I don't have my local. It wouldn't be. I don't have Sportsnet Pittsburgh on my TV.
Yeah, I think I might just, like, depending on how I feel, I might just stay here because I've been using the bathroom a lot. So
yeah, that's fine.
You know, those burgers, man.
Gotta love Boost.
Anyway. Gotta love Boost.
Anyways, so Dallas has got to turn it around. Obviously, expected a game a lot more similar to that 5-4 game they played just a couple weeks ago. What do you think is going to change from Dallas tonight?
Nick, do you want to go? I mean, I don't even think there's.
I would just say play better. in every single area of your game, play better. Offensively, defensively, special teams, goaltending.
I don't know. I think it
Well,
starts with. I think it just starts with possession. I felt that they were finding excuses to get rid of the puck. I guess Dallas, so more or less like if they have an offensive zone, like none of them, like they were just, or if they're going through the neutral zone, or if they're starting off like with that simple cycle, they're just tending to get rid of the puck immediately, and the giveaways were just nonstop, which led to so many Minnesota odd man rushes. So I think you just gotta just go down to the basics and be like, just get it through the zone, just get it through the zone, get in, and go from there. And I think that's what it starts with.
All right. Well, we've got one more series that has not started yet. We previewed it already in our playoff preview. Edmonton, Anaheim. Game one of that is tonight. Any final thoughts on that series before it gets started tonight, guys? I think Leon Draisaitl is gonna be back. Chris Knobloch was pretty cryptic about it this morning, but considering that I've seen reports that he was flying at practice the other day, I think it's safe to say that Draisaitl is gonna be back.
Yeah, I think so too. They keep saying it's game time decision, but they just don't want to give the Ducks any room to wiggle. So I think that they're just gonna. I don't see him not playing tonight. But Ducks
yeah.
in 7 though.
Ducks in 7.
That, come on,
Okay, buddy.
Duckies, take him out.
That was your rate.
Quack, quack,
Yeah.
quack, quack.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap up this episode of Have a Shift Day. Ryan, thanks for joining us late. I know
Yes.
you had class, but we appreciate you still being here, giving us your thoughts. Sorry for the shorter episode. It's a crazy day. We got a game to go to. Me and Nick. I gotta work, so I gotta be there early. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day on YouTube and Spotify if you are not already. Make sure you're following us on social media at HaveAShift_A on TikTok, X, and Instagram, especially Instagram. That's where we post the most. You'll stay up to date on all of our playoff updates and also updates about when new episodes are coming out because, like I said at the beginning, playoff schedule gets weird because there's just so much to talk about every single day. And also, again, if you have not watched the bracket video, go watch it. It is fun. It is chaotic.
It's insane. It's fun.
Biased.
It's
It's
fun.
unbiased. It's great. So please go enjoy that. And we will see you guys next time.
Let's go, Pens.